Okay, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in just a moment. Please stop in and say hello. I'd love to hear from you guys. Where are you calling from today? Or watching from, not calling from. It's my radio show now. Oh my goodness. Well, today we have a fun day planned. It's our Vintaj subscription box play date. And as you guys know, Jess is the new owner of the business, and Jess Lincoln has been putting them together for all of these years, and so now Jess is taking over as her full-time business, running the subscription box, and it's all the great stuff that you're used to seeing. And so this week we're going to be making jewelry on the items that I have from the box, along with a few humble beads. So I've pulled together enough stuff to make 7 projects. Oh, and I'm not showing my face today because I've been busy bead shopping all day. It's nice when the bead suppliers come right to your house. That was fun. All right, so if you're new here, I am Heather Powers from Humble Beads, and I'm a bead maker, jewelry designer, author, illustrator, and of course your all-around creative muse. And it's my job to get those beads off your bead table and into some jewelry. So let's say hello to everyone who's joining us today. We have my good friend Susan from New York, and Wendy, and Susan Deithman, Terry, Candy, hi Lynn, and Kathy. Nice to have you here. Carmen, Diana, hi everyone. I am excited about today's project. I have, like I said, 7 great pieces pulled out, and I think I'm going to be able to make all 7 of them. I'm pretty sure. That's my hope, and that's my hope. So, thank you, Jess, for sharing the link, guys. The subscription box that's on the October box you guys can get until the end of the month, and I want to thank Jess for sponsoring today's video and sending me the box. I always love opening it up and checking out and seeing what we have. Hi Pamela and Sherry, Patricia. Oh yes, the leaves. I have so many things to do. All right, so I'm just going to I'm gonna jump right in. I'm kind of gonna pull my camera around here a little bit. I'm gonna do this little earring project in the corner here. That's where I'm gonna start. And I'm going to start by riveting these pieces together. So I think what I have to do, let me see how I want to get this set up. I think I'm just going to move this out of the way for just a minute. Oh, no, that's dangerous. If you guys can only see, I only have like a few inches of space to work here. But I want to rivet these guys. So how am I going to do that? On the camera and make sure you guys can see it. Let me see if I can give myself a tiny bit of extra space here. So how are you guys doing? Is it getting chilly where you live? It is definitely in the thick of fall over here now. We have had 3 days of super cold, windy rain, and it's just felt very, very fallish, and I've loved every second of it. Okay, let's see if I can get this over here so you guys can see just a little bit of what I'm doing. And oh, what the heck, you get to see a tiny bit of my mess too. Isn't that exciting? Pay no attention to the mess behind the curtain. Okay, so for riveting, I have my little credit card here with a hole punch. It's a 1.5 millimeter. I punched a hole in it, and that's going to be my guide of how large I want to make my rivet when I cut it off. So I'm going to start with the filigree that was in the box and the little daisy kind of spacer, and then the little rivet that was in the box. And I'm going to layer those together. So I'm going to start with the rivet the flower, and then the filigree. Oh, you guys are getting snow. Oh my gosh. That's kind of, I'm not there yet. Okay, so you're going to stick your card on here that you've punched the hole, and then you cut it right to the size of that card, and then you'll have the perfect size for riveting. Now, where's my hammer? Okay, guys, it's so messy in here, I've lost a hammer. True confessions. Here it is. Anyone else? Oh yeah, see how unaesthetic this is. Oh, well, I want to show you guys how to do this though. So I'm going to take the ball peen part of my hammer and hammer around the outside edges of this little rivet. So getting all the way around, and this is spreading out the metal. And so that's giving me a nice secure connection. Just going to hammer it down just a little bit. And so here I have my layered element. And I'm going to use that as the focal for my leaf. Now let's go back to my highly curated 1-inch spot of clean area. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pliers, a little bit of 20 gauge art metal. Oh, Jess asks a great question. So on the back, I do not have a spacer. It was, the hole was small enough just to fit right in there, Jess. So yeah, no spacer on the back. And I'm just going to do one earring when I have earrings to do, just to save some time. So I'm cutting about 4 inches of wire, and I'm going to wrap my little leaf here. And this is a leaf from Humble Beads. So let me take this off. The black brass. Yes, it's actually an iron alloy with the gunmetal dark black finish on it. Or it's not really gunmetal, it's a black finish. Okay, so I'm just going to bend that over. I'm going to grab my little loop here so I don't put any pressure on my charm. And I'm going to wrap it around tightly 2 times, as one does. And then do my little messy wrap on top of the tight ones. Okay, just a little mess. I'm going to trim this off and pinch in the end there. Yeah, almost all the leaves have blown off the trees this week. I'm really glad we went out and explored and got to see some of the pink color. Okay, so I've got that on there, and I'm going to grab the little 4mm fire polish that was in the box, and I'll let you guys know when things were in the box and when they weren't. Okay, I'm going to just slip that on here, and I'm going to do a loop. Good morning, Em from New Zealand watching. Glad to have you here. Okay, so the Vintaj subscription box, Jess will post the link for you, Susanna, and it's a monthly subscription through jessmaylincoln.com. And Jess curates the boxes, and you can watch last week's video where I unboxed and showed you everything that was in the box, and we made one project. And then today we are playing with the goodies in the box, because there's like enough beads in each box to do 6 to 7 projects, sometimes even more if you use them with lots of other components. So I did a bracelet last week, and this week I have 2 pairs of earrings and 3 pairs of earrings and 3 necklaces to finish. So I've hit my 7. And I opened that loop and I'm just wrapping it like I did on the bottom. And now I'm going to throw the ear wire on the top. And then we're going to embellish some of the loops on the bottom with the peanut seed beads that were provided by Trish from Rustic River Finds, a bead shop in Galena. Highly recommend a visit. Okay. Alright, so here's my little earrings so far, and I'm going to add some peanut seed beads, which were in the box, and these were sponsored by Rustic River Finds, and you have a coupon on the top of the box that I hope you guys have used. So I'm going to... Oh, and I have these really super thin copper jump rings that I'm using to string on the beads. And I'm just going to put 3 on my finger and string them on the jump ring. Some are rocking and rolling today. And stick this on. And I'm going to do 3 on each side of this, the charm. And you can see it's going to add just a really nice bit of texture on the earring. And Trish has these really great peanut seed bead mixes, and these little peanut seed beads, they look like they have 2 balls on the end and then a hole in the middle. So they look like little peanuts. Very creative naming here. Oops. And Trish has really great color mixes of these on her website at rusticriverfinds.com. Always love supporting my fellow small business bead store owners. Okay, I'm loving it, guys. Let's do them on the other side. I love the way the filigree looks with this leaf, Jess. It's definitely an autumn standout. And the really nice thing about the filigree, you guys, is that you have this really impactful design that's super lightweight. So even though it's a larger earring, it's very lightweight. And the little polymer clay leaf weighs nothing. So if you're afraid of wearing big earrings, using something like a filigree is a great way to add some space and visual weight to your design without actually adding any weight to your design. Okay, I keep dropping these little guys. All right, I'm going to put this on the other side. And I know I should be using 2 pairs of pliers, but these little ear wire jump rings are super light and flimsy. And I only use them to attach little tiny things to designs. I don't use them for any connections because they're just too lightweight. I don't trust them. But they're great for adding embellishments on things. Oh, pretty. This one is Rustic River Finds. They call this mix Sunrise, Galena Sunrise. I love that. So it feels like a little bit of Galena on the bead tray, which Galena is just a really fun place to visit, guys, if you ever get a chance. I highly recommend it. It is one of those magical little tourist towns that has that small town feel. All the shops are beautifully curated. It's a tourist destination. Yeah. And they have their big fall fest, which I'm pretty sure has already happened, right, Jess? That Galena has, that big fall festival that you guys are always so crazy getting ready for. And it's the home of Vintaj. Okay, so these items, guys, they're completely sealed with the black finish on them, so you don't need to do any finishing on these ones. They are ready to go, and you could even sand before you added the rivet. You could have used your Vintage sanding block if you wanted to pull out some more of those silvery highlights. So I should have done that, but then you don't need to seal them. They're well, I've never had to. I don't think you need to. Okay, this is what Jess says. They can be sealed with the Renaissance wax, especially if you sand them with a relief block with some of the silver coming through. And these are naturally aged and not plated, so the wax would work well as a nice sealer if the piece is altered. That's great to know, Jess. Thank you. I didn't realize that these were a natural patina on them. I thought they were coated in something. Okay. Seed beads on jump rings. A little fiddly, but we got it. And isn't that pretty, guys? Let me move the comment here. So earring number 1 done. You know, this just it's perfect for fall, perfect for Halloween, but of course you can wear it for the whole season. So yes, love that one. And everyone's gushing and loving on Galena and Trisha's shop. Oh, okay, yeah, they had their Oktoberfest and the country fair. That's the one I know you guys are always getting ready for. Okay, now next one I'm going to do simple little door knocker ones. We are going to grab 3 little oh, that's cute. They're kind of off center. I like that. These little tiny flower crystals on a head pin. And I'm going to do all 3 of these. And I'm going to do the wire wrapping on all of them at one time. So same thing, just gonna do the regular wire wrapping and then turn it into a messy wrap. And I like to do everything assembly line fashion, so I'm just going to do these all at one time. And I'm going to wrap as much of this wire around that I can. I think that looks good. So I have a little bit left over. I'm going to cut that off and pinch this. Not quite. It's a little difficult to do this under the camera, guys. There we go. So I'm going to do all 3 of these real quick. And so what do you guys think of the color pink? Are you a fan of pink? Are you a little scared of pink? Have you What'd you think of the color palettes that I showed you last week with the pink? I'm good with pink as long as it's not monochromatic. Like I can't do pink on top of pink on top of pink. I need to have like a coral color mixed in, something that moves it over a little bit to the orange or yellow. I really like taking the sunset mix and using this as my jumping off point for pink. And of course, the accent colors in the Vintaj box were pink because that's one of the birthstones for October. And so Jess creates these theme boxes, and 2022 has been all about birthstones, and so each month the birthstone color has been featured in the box, and so that's where we have pink. And you know what I love about the boxes in general is that they really help me move out of my creative comfort zone. Like pink is a color that I naturally gravitate towards, although it's beautiful and has all sorts of lovely shades. It's just not something that I would probably grab on my own. And so the boxes really help me stretch creatively, which it's a lovely gift for myself every month, right? To take that time and just play and do something fun. And this is so relaxing to me, guys. I just love it to pieces. Okay, I'm going to take, these are my little chrysanthemum beads in this kind of coral salmon color. And I'm going to take one of those. And I am just going to grab my 18 gauge twisted wire from Vintaj in the brass finish. And so, oh yeah, I love all your pink comments. You guys got lots of pink fans. The door knocker charms would be really cute for spooky Halloween earrings. That's so true, Stephanie. Pink plays well with other colors too. Yes, definitely. It looks really nice with copper and brass and the black all mixed together. I'm digging it, guys. So I'm gonna take just about, I probably only need 2 inches of this, because I'm just going to do a simple loop on the top and bottom here. And I'm going to throw my bead on. Just like that. And I think I'll just do a little tiny accent. And I think I'm going to use one of these pink beads. These are from my website. These aren't in the box. And these are some 6mm jukes. Oh, no, that's not going to fit on there. Never mind. What do I have that would be big on here? Oh, you know what? I'm just going to leave it like that. It doesn't need a bead. It's adorable just as it is. Okay, so I'm going to cut that off, make my loop, and you want your top and your bottom loop to both be going front to back. Make sure that's nice and straight. Okay, so I'm going to open up. This is a 14mm jump ring. I'm going to open that up and slide on my little tiny flowers that are so cute. Just love them to pieces. Making sure I put the part where they were trimmed in the back and not in the front. Then I'm going to slide on my disc bead. Close that up. And I'm going to open the loop on the top here. slide on the door knocker. And these door knockers are really cute, guys. Okay, and now I'm going to put on my ear wire. And knock, knock, who's here? 2 pairs of earrings done. I like that. Okay, so earring number 2 is done. What do you guys think? I like the triple play of the rings, and then the little flowers playing off with my flower here. And all right, now we're ready to move on to the next design, which I think I'm gonna pop over here to this necklace. So I've just collected a whole bunch of little charms here from the box. So everything right here is from the box. So I have this kind of Asian inspired geometric octagon looking piece. Then we have the brass leaf, a key, and this key I went and I cut off the little loop that was in the middle and filed it down. Oh yes, the knocker would look good with some patina on it. And then these 3 pieces are from the box also. So we have a little oval charm, a little tiny, what do I want to call this? A little circle. And then one of the beads from there too. And then I made this the other day. It's just a little acorn bead cap with my disc bead and 2 little bead caps on the bottom. So that one was already made. And then I have my bird. And I'm going to take my bird and I'm going to do a little wire wrapping with that 18 gauge twisted wire. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure if this will fit in the hole in the bottom. Testing, testing. Kind of twisting it back and forth to get it on here. May or may not work. Just kind of twisting this on to see if it's going to work for me. Oh. Easier to twist the pendant than the other piece. And no, that's not going to work. So I'm going to go with smooth 18 gauge wire with the brass wire, and that I know the piece will just slip right on. So I'm going to make a loop on the bottom. I'm going to open my loop and throw on the pendant here. I love the design on this pendant. So detailed. Okay, now I'm going to do my little messy wrap. Yes, Liz, the octagon does kind of have like a spider web vibe to it, doesn't it? So it fits in really well with this October box. Okay, didn't quite give myself enough wire on the bottom, but I'm just going to make it work. I'm going to pull out my secret weapon, which are my parallel pliers from beadshop.com. I love these guys. I don't know how or why they work, but they just tend to really get the wire moving where I want it to go. And I'm fighting with the end of the wire in my box here. Again, not the easiest doing this on the camera. There we go. And I'm going to pinch this down just a little, make it a little bit tighter. And now slide on my bird. And I definitely did not need this much wire. Kind of went a little crazy there. Isn't this beautiful? This is my Queen Anne's lace bird. And I will have more of these. Lynn asks, would a larger hole punch on the brass work? It would, Lynn, if I wanted to get rid of that little loop, and then you could punch your own hole. But I'm just going to go with this. Okay. And let's see. I think what I want to do is I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll grab a marker. Oh, actually, I'm going to grab my... These are bail making pliers. So I want to make a larger loop here. So I'm going to use my pliers to form a loop around the wire. I mean, around the pliers with the wire. Because I'm going to hammer that loop and make it just a little bit of a decorative element. Okay. So sorry if I'm off camera a little here, guys. I'm really have this out of control piece of wire that I should probably just trim off, but too late now. We're at the end. Okay. I'm going to do one more wrap. My little loop got a little funky. There we go. I'm going to cut this off in the back. And I'm going to hammer it off screen really quickly. Just because I don't want to have to reposition my camera anywhere. So I'm going to hammer it just a tiny bit with the ball peen hammer to flatten that loop. You get to see my beautiful sweater. And this is Parawire from Vintaj that I'm using, and it definitely can take a little bit of a beating. So here we have my bird ready to go, and now I'm going to grab some jump rings and attach them to the bottom. And I think I'm going to use some decorative jump rings. Maybe even some oval ones. Some copper ovals. You love the Queen Anne's lace birds, Kathy. I'm so glad. Oh yeah, Jess was thinking that these little guys look like spider webs too, and that's why she added it. Great minds think alike, right, guys? Okay. Oh. This is a little pink bead that came with the goodies, so I'm going to take that and just do a... Maybe I'll do that on the... Yeah, I'm going to do it on the key. So I have my wire here, the 18 gauge one. I'm going to test out and see if my bead will fit on the 18 gauge. If not, oh, yep, there we go. Perfect. I'm just going to make a simple loop on the top and bottom. All right. And let's see, I'm going to have the top one is going to be going left to right, and the bottom loop is going front to back, because I'm going to use a little jump ring to attach this. Well, not a little one. I'm going to use a bigger jump ring to attach these guys to the pendant. All right, and this is a little check glass bead that was in the box, and I'm adding it to my key. I love this little skeleton key. All right. And let's see, I think these might be a little small. I'm going to have to pull out my jump ring box here. Which, if you guys are curious, this is my jump ring box with all my little fancy jump rings in it. Some fancier than others. Let's see. I want to find some that are medium. This one, I definitely need a smooth jump ring. So let's see what this is. An 8mm jump ring in brass. And I'll see if this fits on. Just barely. Woo! Okay, good. Oh yes, I love fancy jump rings, guys. For sure. Just such a nice way to add a little bit of texture to your design. Okay, what did I do here? I don't even know. All right. Sorry if I'm off the camera. I just need to get that closed up. Okay. I'm actually going to push this so that well, okay, that's how it's gonna go. All right, so we got that guy. Now next, I'm gonna attach this one with an etched jump ring. I think this is a 9mm one. Oh, this is going to be a fun one to wear. It's going to jingle and jangle. And I'm going to grab another one of those smooth 8mm ones. Oh no, I could do a fancier one on the end here. Let's see, I think I'm going to go with a slightly thicker one. So that one's thinner, and this one is just a tiny, tiny bit thicker. And for some reason, I have a little leftover handmade chain here. Okay, now I'm going to attach my acorn to the bottom. And then tell me what you guys want me to make next. Do you want me to do another pendant or earrings for the next one? What would you guys rather see, earrings or a pendant? Okay, now this is kind of like a little bracelet bar, but I'm going to use it as a connector, and it has its own little jump ring here. So I'm going to take this jump ring and add the little charm to the jump ring on the bottom. And both of these came in the box. close that up. And now I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to see if I can replace this jump ring with probably the smoother 8mm one, just because I don't think this one is going to fit in the hole. Maybe it'll surprise me. No, it's going to need to be a smooth one. Now I do have bags of jump rings too. These are like kind of my extra ones. You guys want to see me do those leaves up here in the corner? Yeah, that's my last earring one. Yes, Kathy, if you're using sterling silver, you want to keep them close so they don't oxidize. And at the end of a project, if I have little leftover jump rings, instead of trying to fit them back in the right baggie, I'll just throw them in the box here. And then sometimes if I just have like a little odd an end, they go in the box. Okay, close up this last one. And here's my pendant. I'm going to, I think I'm going to do it with gold chain at the top, but you guys don't need to see me put gold chain on. I really love the fun collection of autumn-inspired little goodies down here. Yep, I love this one. Okay, now you guys want to see what I'm going to do with these earrings. Okay, I got the little tiny flowers. I have my disc beads in peach. So I thought I'd mix it up a little with the pink. And I'm going to use these tiny little 6mm drukes that are from humblebeads.com. So from the box, we have the filigree leaves, these little pink hearts, and then not from the box, from Humble Beads is everything above. Okay. I'm going to start this design by grabbing some little ball head pins. And I'm going to throw on the druke and my little bead cap. I'm going to make some little berries here. So I'm going to do 3 of those because you always want to design in odd numbers. Ooh, that one, the hole's a little big. Oh, I might have to grab some different jump rings where the holes aren't quite so... I mean, the bottom of the head pin. Sorry. Isn't quite so delicate. So I have head pins with different sizes, and so these ones are a little bit thicker, I think. Or maybe not. We'll see. So throwing on the head pin, the bead cap, and repeating one more time. And I'm going to do just one side of the earrings for the video. I really love that little acorn too, Gina. Okay, now I'm going to do a little wire wrapping here. I'm going to do all the loops first and then come back with my pliers and do all the wraps. And I'm going to grab my chain nose pliers and do my messy wraps. So 2 to 3 tightly on the bottom and then using the rest of the wire to wrap this up. And I am just going to use all the wire. I'm going to grab those parallel pliers. Just does such a fantastic job of pinching in the wires. I don't know why it works. It's just like the internet. I just know it works. Susanna just posted the link again for you for the subscription box. And you will get the subscription box, which is $150 worth of goodies, you guys, for $39.50. And you'll get the October box through the month of October. And then in November, you'll get the new November box, which we will open the second week of November. And then the following week we do our play date. And so I love it. I love making jewelry. I love how it's like putting a puzzle together. And it's so satisfying when everything works. I don't mind the struggle either, but it's really nice when a piece comes together. And what I do each week for these play dates is I'll go ahead and pull out all the components that I think I want to use, and then I'll just start moving the beads around until they start talking to me and come up with a design that's really working. And then I spend this hour doing the actual putting together. So the design process I do off the screen, where I'm mixing and matching the beads for the play date and trying to come up with something that looks like it's going to work. Doesn't always work out, but I have the best of intentions. Okay, so I've got those three ready to go. And let's see, I'm not sure if I can use these little tiny pink ones. We'll have to see how I'm going to do that. I definitely need a little jump ring. Or I might use this little guy. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my 20 gauge brass wire from Parawire, the vintage brass, antique brass color. And I think I'll just see how it goes. I'm going to do a simple loop on the bottom here. Slightly larger. Oh, yes. Ooh, topaz for November. Yes, I cannot wait. Okay, I'm going to slip that on. I'm going to slip on my little flower here for just a little tiny pop of color. Why not, right? It's just a little extra something in there. And I'm going to do a simple loop on the top too. Let's see, I'm going to do this loop front to back also, because I'm going to add on a jump ring. Okay, yes, I want that to go somehow like that. And this I'm going to do on the twisted wire, and also just a simple loop on the top and the bottom with the twisted wire. And I'll probably throw one of those jump rings on. Or not jump rings, the bead caps like I did before. Okay, got my little piece here. Gonna twist on my bead. slide that down, and then I'm going to throw on the tiny guy here. Let's see. Some of them, the holes seem a little bit bigger than others, so if one doesn't work, try out the other one. Okay, and now I'm going to cut the top here, and I'm going to do this left to right because I'm going to stick the ear wire directly on the top here. Make that little loop big enough. Okay. Might as well just throw on my ear wire while I'm thinking about it and thinking of what kind of jump ring I want for the bottom. I think I'm going to grab a textured jump ring to kind of pull everything together. Maybe this size, maybe the larger one. Something with a little more heft to it. This is the 9.25 millimeter jump rings, and I'm gonna slip on the bottom, throw on the top, and how do I want to do these little guys? I think what I'm gonna do is grab a tiny jump ring. Oh. Helps if I do this the right way. You guys saw nothing. Okay, let's see what I want to do. Maybe what I'm going to do is throw on 2 on the bottom and then put the last one right underneath the disc bead. Let's see, how's that gonna look? No, I want them to be all clustered together. Okay, so idea 1. Nope. Let's go ahead and close this up, and I am going to find a little jump ring to attach them to the top. And I might just grab one of these little skinny jump rings. I have a little tiny one. Yes, Amanda, this is jewelry making weather for sure. Hi, Jessica. Yeah, you can watch the replay anytime here on Facebook or on YouTube. Since right now it just looks like my bead table exploded. Okay. Gonna throw these on, and then I'm going to stick them on the loop that is right under my disc bead. Let's see, I'm going to push this up just a little. Or no, I'm going to have it on top. Yeah. Oh, my stomach's growling. I'm ready for lunch. Some warm soup. Okay. Oh, you know what? Don't fight with your beads, guys. I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to open the loop underneath the ear wire and stick this little guy on. That makes much, much more sense. And this is like a 5 millimeter jump ring, this little one. All right, so I'm going to open up the loop. Slip on this little cluster. And then throw my charm back on. That makes more sense than fighting with it. Yeah. Kind of messed that up. I might have to redo this with a slightly larger loop, but let's just close this up for now. No, it's working. I might redo it with a larger. My little pink guy is just hidden, but that's okay. We know he's there. And as these move around, you'll just see that little tiny pink flash. So let's see what we got here, guys. We're at our 1 hour. I made this earring with the branch disc bead and the little pink beads. Everything that's on the top here is not in the kit. And in the subscription box, the filigree and the little pink pink flower came with that. And then my second earring was the door knockers that are not door knockers. So a very subdued door knocker earring. And we have the door knockers and the little pink guys on the bottom here were from the box. And everything else was from my stash, either Humble Beads or my personal stash. Then my first earring that I did, we did the riveting with the little daisy on here on the filigree, and these came in the box. And then the little guys on there came in the box too, the peanut seed beads. And then of course my leaf from Humble Beads. And then I had this really great pendant with all the charms and goodies except for the acorn were from the box. And then the acorn and the Queen Anne's lace were from Humble Beads. Okay, guys. Now, before I go, I did say I was going to show you guys how to make a loop with the seed beads, with the peanut beads. So I want to do that real quick. So I'm going to take about 10 inches of wire, probably way more than I need. Well, I know it's way more than I need. And I'm going to string on about 20 or 30 of these guys real quick. And I'm going to try to mix up the colors so that I don't have a lot of the same ones. And if a hole in one of the seed beads is too small, just toss it to the side and go to the next one. And so I'm going to make this as a ring that we can use as a connector. It'll be great to add beads to it or connect it with jump rings. You could make a whole bracelet with these little guys. All right, now this is always fun watching me string seed beads. And then, of course, you know, when you have a group watching, you want to do your best and quickly, and it never works out. Maybe a little bit more. Now you'll just put as many of these as you want your loop. And so I want my loop to be about 1 inch or more. So I'm going to probably do 30 some seed beads here. Oh, with trifocals, Kathy, I have bifocals. Maybe another few years and I'll have the trifocals. I'm also down one light here in the studio. I'm waiting for a new light to arrive. Good lighting, guys. That's my biggest tip for today. Good lighting will make your bead projects much easier. And I'm sure some of these beads that I'm tossing to the side would fit on here if I was a little bit more patient, but I'm kind of in a hurry because I want to finish this video for you and not be too far over the 1 hour mark. And thank you guys so much for sitting here and watching me for an hour. I really appreciate that. I hope I've given you guys lots of inspiration for today for the boxes. Okay, so I'm gonna have about 3 inches of wire to play on the side. I won't need that much, but I'm just pulling this tightly, not tightly, pulling it into a circle, forming a circle. And now I'm going to hold one side. Oh, and you want your little seed beads to nestle in together so that you don't have space later on. Now I'm going to wrap this wire tightly around to the edge here. Then I'm going to go on the other side and repeat, going the other direction. So that's what we have so far. I'm really going to make sure these seed beads are nestled into each other, or the peanut seed beads. Okay, so now I've gotten it pretty tight on both sides. And now I want to fill in all this little extra space here. So I'm going to start pulling it back towards the center, the wire. As I'm wrapping it, I'm going to be wrapping it towards the center. And I'm going to trim this one and pinch that closed. And I'm going to grab the rest of this wire and wrap it up back towards the center. And so you want to fill in all these empty spaces here with your wire. And you don't need to do it neatly. I think it looks better. A little messy. You know me and messy wraps. We're besties. All right. And I'm digging that. I'm going to wrap around one more time just to fill in that last little spot. And I'm going to trim that off. Pinch it closed, nice and tight. Now, if your circle isn't quite circular, you can take your pliers here and just open them up a little bit to shape it more of a circle. So there's my little peanut seed bead wreath. Oh, here you want the little ends in the back. You can take Sharpie marker where you have the copper and cover those up. And so my design idea with this guy was to do my little seed beads wreath there. And then I'm going to hang these guys underneath. And so that's going to be that pendant. All right, that's it, you guys. Love showing you guys everything. I will take pictures because it just looks like I made nothing but a big mess. I promise I didn't. Don't forget, this week we have so much going on. I have a million new beads to show you on Friday for our coffee break. I will be there, I promise you. I said that last week, but now I just bought a ton of new beads, and so I have to show them to you guys on Friday. And then also this whole weekend is the Great Bead Extravaganza, and I will be showing you guys how to do this project on Sunday at 2 p.m. I don't have any kits left, but we do have lots of the birds, and so we'll be adding more birds on Friday along with new beads. And don't forget today's subscription box. You can go to justmaylincoln.com and order your October box. And that's it. We have our October challenge in our Humble Beads VIP party group. If you're not a member, jump on over there and join us. We have lots of fun over there and tons of inspiration for sure. Thank you guys for spending time with me. 3 p.m. on Friday. Thank you, Lynn. So coffee breaks 3 p.m. on Friday, and then 2 p.m. on Sunday will be my presentation for the Great Bead Extravaganza. We have 14 presenters sharing free projects all weekend long at the Great Bead Extravaganza. You can make sure you like and subscribe to their Facebook page to catch all of the videos, and then we have a huge giveaway, and I sent in lots of beads for the giveaway that they're doing. And then also, guys, I should show you this before you all take off. My bead making workshop, my next fall workshop that we're doing. It's not very fallish, it looks very spring, but that's okay. Let me take this off real quick. These are the beads we're going to be making, you guys. So we have Monet's Garden is the theme, and I'll be posting jewelry later today of what we'll be making in the class, but these are the beads. And so you can register and sign up for the bead making class. It's going to be November 13th, 11th through the 13th, and you can go to humblebeads.com and see all the information there about the Monet class. And I am super excited about doing that with you guys. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you on Friday. It's a big, fun, beady week. I hope you guys are ready for it. And don't forget to check out my Humble Beads Facebook page to see what my deals for the week are. I got lots of free beads for you guys. And that was on a post that I made on Monday. All right, guys, take care. Jess, thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. And yeah, we'll see you guys on